Hi, it's Will from StormTheCastle.com, and this is a quick tutorial on how to make a blacksmith forge. And I show you on the one that we've made here, and if you've been watching my videos, you've seen some of the blacksmithing videos that I've done. It's actually pretty easy to do. There's not a whole lot to making your own forge that's really effective. I've seen lots of forges made with a variety of parts, and you can kind of patch something together. You don't have to put the pan on it like this, so it doesn't have to get as fancy as this. You can even use cinder blocks or bricks to hold most of it up. So I will put in a picture here and explain to you the basics of what the forge is and how to make it and how it works. Okay, here's a picture of a basic forge, and they're all pretty much the same. There are some variations, but this is a pretty good backyard forge that you can make. What we have here is a hair dryer that blows air through a pipe. You can see the hair dryer there on the left. It blows air through a pipe, and the air will rise up the pipe, and I'll explain to you in a minute why. The air gets to the end of the pipe where the T is, rises up into something called the fire pot. And the fire pot is where you put all your coal or your charcoal for the fire. Now the hinge trap at the bottom is just a place where, as the coal is burning and it gets to be ash and different contaminants and whatnot, they fall down the vertical pipe and collect at the bottom. That little hinge trap is something you put in there so you can open it up and clean it out. That's all. And you want it to be closed normally so the air from the hairdryer doesn't escape out the bottom. So you want all the air to go horizontally across the tube up into the fire pot. It's pretty much as simple as that. Not a whole lot to it. From there you get a little fancy. You build yourself a stand for it. You put legs on it. You can just brace this up on cinder blocks or something like that. And that's that. Now you can make this out of almost any kind of pipe. Just don't use any kind of galvanized pipe. That will give off a dangerous toxic fume. I believe it's lead. So never use galvanized, anything galvanized when you're doing this. The heat can release toxins from it. People use plumbing pipe, 2 inches in diameter, sometimes 3 inches in diameter, and that's fine. So, and what we've done for this forge here, the fire pot is actually a brake drum, just an old brake drum, and I'll show you a picture of that. Here are 3 brake drums, 3 remaining brake drums. So as simple as that. You can either bolt your tube to these, or weld it. Simple as that. These show 3 other brake drums. Now this picture is a close-up of the brake drum, and you can see that the tube is welded into the brake drum, and then the brake drum is welded to the bottom of the bucket, which is the platform for the lawnmower. Now here's a picture from the top looking into the pit, and that hole there is the pipe, and all in that center section is where we pile up our charcoal. So pretty much as simple as that. We have a forge. You know, hook up some kind of way to stand it up. In this case, we use the legs, the actual handles from the lawnmower, and you're good to go. And we cut some slots both left and right here, just so pieces of metal can hang, long pieces of stock can hang comfortably there, can be placed comfortably in the forge. So we'll look at one more picture here. This picture shows the trap door on the bottom of the tube, and you want it to normally, it's hinged, you want it to normally be closed so the air goes up into the fire pot. And I've got a long handle there of rebar going out the right, and I just lift that handle and the trapdoor opens, and we can clean the charcoal and all the junk out of it. So pretty much as simple as that. So now let's take one last look at the whole forge, and then I'll show you a video. So here is the whole forge, pretty much as simple as that. It's right now, it's burning, and on the right there, the tube out there on the right would have a hairdryer connected to it. I don't currently have it shown in this picture, but you put a hairdryer there or some kind of a blower to blow air in there and bring up the temperature. So there we go. There's a look at the completed forge. Really pretty simple. Not much to it. You can probably get some pipe, put this together, and for a few bucks. From here, the difficult thing, it takes more work, is making your own coal or your own charcoal for the forge, and I will be doing a video on how to do that. Now see, the coals are burning in that forge, and I wanted to just show you the effect that the blower has on it. So I'm going to turn the blower on and you can take a look, see what happens. See that? Now we have a forge.